Have you ever wondered why rockets explode even when everything seems to go perfectly? Well, SpaceX just experienced another dramatic test flight with their Starship on January 16th, 2025. And this one didn't go as planned. After a successful launch, something unexpected happened, and the mission ended in a catastrophic failure. But here's the kicker. While the upper stage of Starship failed, SpaceX managed to recover its super heavy booster. Let's dive into what went wrong, why it happened, and how this test flight is still a big win for the future of space exploration. The launch itself went smoothly. Starship Flight 7 took off from SpaceX's Starbase in South Texas, lifting off with a lot of promise. SpaceX had put in hours of testing, improvements, and refinements. The super heavy booster, standing at a towering 232 feet, was packed with 33 powerful Raptor engines. This was a critical test for Starship's future, with hopes set high for not just the launch, but also for successful booster recovery and upper stage performance. As the rocket made its way into the sky, everything seemed to be going according to plan. But about 8 minutes into the flight, communication was lost with Starship's upper stage, Ship 33. And just moments after that, disaster struck the spacecraft, disintegrated mid-flight, sending debris falling through the atmosphere. What exactly caused this explosion? SpaceX's CEO, Elon Musk, gave us a glimpse into the problem. According to Musk, there was an oxygen and fuel leak in the cavity above the engine firewall. This leak built up pressure beyond what the system could vent, which ultimately caused the rocket to break apart. Musk went on to say that they'll double-check for leaks in the future, add fire suppression to that area, and increase the vent area to prevent something like this from happening again. Now let's pause and think about that for a second. It's incredible that SpaceX can pinpoint issues like these so quickly. Even though they lost the Starship spacecraft, they gained critical insights that will make future missions safer and more reliable. But here's where it gets interesting. While the upper stage failed, the super heavy booster made it back to Earth in one piece. And this is a huge win. 7 minutes after launch, the booster began its descent, and SpaceX's Mechazilla, a giant launch tower, caught it using its robotic chopsticks. That's right. SpaceX successfully caught the booster mid-air. It was the second time this had been done, and it's a major step in reusable rocket technology. Why is this so important? Well, catching rockets like this reduces the cost of space missions. Instead of launching a rocket and letting it crash into the ocean, SpaceX can reuse the booster for future flights. It's a game changer for space travel. Despite the failure of the upper stage, SpaceX took this as a learning opportunity. In fact, Elon Musk himself shared the video of the debris falling, joking that success is uncertain, but entertainment is guaranteed. While he was lighthearted about the situation, SpaceX didn't take the failure lightly. They know how important these tests are for improving Starship and getting closer to their goal of creating a fully reusable rocket capable of interplanetary missions. So, what exactly happened to Starship Flight 7? The main objective was to test Starship's upper stage, Ship 33, which was loaded with 10 Starlink simulators. These simulators are dummy versions of the actual Starlink satellites SpaceX plans to deploy in orbit. The goal was to test how the rocket would handle much larger payloads, think future satellites, and how Starship would deploy them in space. Unfortunately, since the spacecraft never made it to orbit, the Starlink simulators burned up during re-entry. Still, SpaceX gained valuable data about the rocket's performance, and that data is crucial for fine-tuning the spacecraft for future flights. Every little failure provides information that helps them improve the technology and get one step closer to their ultimate goal, Mars. What makes this test flight stand out, though, is how it highlights the incredible progress SpaceX has made in rocket reusability. They successfully launched the Super Heavy booster, separated it from the Starship upper stage, and then safely returned it using the Mechazilla chopsticks. This is a huge achievement for a rocket that weighs over 500 tons when fully loaded. Elon Musk and the SpaceX team have been emphasizing the importance of learning by doing in their ambitious space program. The Starship program is no small feat. It's not just about building a rocket that can reach orbit. It's about making space travel more sustainable, cost-effective, and eventually paving the way for human space colonization, particularly on Mars. While the explosion of the upper stage is certainly a setback, it's not something that will slow down SpaceX's ambitions. Musk himself is optimistic, and he believes that next month's launch window is still on track. The company will analyze all the data from this flight, make the necessary fixes, and come back even stronger. It's also important to note that SpaceX has faced many challenges on the road to developing Starship. The road to reusability has been full of failures, but each failure brings them closer to their goal. As Musk pointed out, with a test like this, success comes from what we learn. And that's exactly what they're doing. Learning from every test and making each one better. At the end of the day, space exploration is about pushing the limits of what's possible. No one knows exactly what the future holds for SpaceX's Starship, but with every test flight, SpaceX is showing that the future of space exploration is closer than ever. They've already made history with Falcon 9, and Starship is the next giant leap forward. Sure, we'll see some failures along the way, but that's the price of progress. Every setback will only make SpaceX more determined to achieve their goal. This mission, even with its failure, marked a major milestone in space technology. The fact that they caught the booster midair shows how far SpaceX has come in terms of reusability. That's something no other company has accomplished at this scale. They're not just building rockets, they're building the future of space travel. But Flight 8 will be the one where the stakes are higher than ever. If successful, Flight 8 could solidify SpaceX's role as the leader in the commercial space industry. The ability to launch a fully operational Starship vehicle could open up new possibilities for crewed missions to the Moon, Mars, and beyond. It will also make SpaceX a key player in launching large-scale payloads for NASA and other government agencies. Beyond the technical aspects, Musk's vision of using Starship for space tourism, interplanetary travel, and even making humanity a multiplanetary species is still the long-term goal. Flight 8 will provide the foundation for all of these dreams, bringing the world one step closer to realizing a future where humanity doesn't just live on Earth, but has a presence across the solar system. Starship Flight 8 represents not just another test flight for SpaceX, but a critical moment in the race to make interplanetary travel a reality. Elon Musk is known for his bold ambition and unwavering optimism, but even he faces significant challenges in getting Starship to work flawlessly. Flight 7 was a setback, but it didn't crush Musk's spirit or SpaceX's momentum. As always, he's looking toward the future, determined to make the next flight a success. Whether Flight 8 will launch on time in February or be delayed by FAA investigations remains to be seen, but SpaceX has shown time and again that they're willing to adapt and move forward, no matter the obstacle. As we await the next launch, one thing is for certain. SpaceX will continue to push the boundaries of what's possible. So, what's next for SpaceX? As they analyze the data from this flight, they'll continue to make tweaks, improvements, and updates to Starship. The goal is to have a spacecraft that can land, be refueled, and take off again, all without ever needing to be discarded. That's the dream, and even with this explosion, they're still on track to make it a reality. In the coming weeks, we'll likely hear more about what exactly happened to Starship on January 16th, 2025. SpaceX is known for being transparent about its challenges, and they'll no doubt share the findings with the world. What we learn from this test flight will undoubtedly help the next one be even more successful. Until then, it's important to remember that space exploration isn't just about success. It's about learning, evolving, and improving. SpaceX is pushing the boundaries of space technology in ways that no one else is. And despite the setbacks, the future of space travel is looking brighter than ever. Don't forget to hit that like button, smash subscribe for more jaw-dropping space updates, and join us as we embark on a cosmic journey like never before.